Hey, it's your buddy Peace and Harmony with you here today. We're zooming in and focusing in on an experience in a relationship that I find most oftentimes is presented from people, the experience or the feeling that people present or comment on or share with us here on the channel in terms of the experience with a narcissist or a psychopath. And mainly that's the feeling of being jailed in the relationship, feeling imprisoned, feeling like they're separated from their human freedoms, feeling like they're separated from their human rights. They don't feel free to live their life. They don't feel like they're free to live their life purpose or even explore their life purpose. They feel very restricted, almost handcuffed, like a ball and chain, imprisoned or jailed in this relationship. And like they are, in a relationship with a warden and they hold the key to their freedom. And I would like to present to you some ideas and change of perception so perhaps you can change the blueprint with which has been set up in that dynamic. And as we know, with a narcissist or a psychopath, someone who has a personality disorder, they feel a heightened sense of self-superiority, of self-importance, of feeling better than other people, of having an inflated sense of self-worth. And really basically what that means is that people are underneath them or less than important, like they don't matter. You don't have a voice, your opinion is stupid, is invalidated. What you are going through doesn't make any sense. The things that you are going through aren't important. You should just get over it, or it's just not validated. And they tend to, it's because they're always working from this lack of empathy, or in the case of the psychopath, with really lack of conscience, so that they really don't even really care really where you're at in your life, or what other people are thinking that they're relying on you for. So if they're relying on you as a parent, this oftentimes the psychopath will just not even, they'll feel a sense of certain obligation, just the appearance that they're a good parent, providing the basics. But in terms of the emotional connection, it's very empty, very hollow. And the parent oftentimes will let down their children, not be there for events, not take their calls. They will just have a very disconnected emotional connection with these kids. They're crying and they're not, sensitive. It doesn't really bother them if their kids are crying. They're just very cold. It doesn't really bother them. They don't feel a sense of care, or, and this can be very much feeling like you're stuck with trying to convince them that your needs are important. You're trying to prove and justify how you feel and really work overly, obligate your life to try to prove to them how you feel. And, you end up caring for them and they don't really respond like in return. So there's a real disconnect. And this can oftentimes be very stifling, very, a lot of people feel like their rights are not validated by this relationship. And oftentimes that very much is the case. So if you feel this way, if you feel very restricted, unliberated, overlooked, chances are it is because of the qualities of this person, and that is not, your life is not meant to stop there. You don't need to feel imprisoned by this relationship. You need to take matters into your own hands and say, it's time for me to be responsible and accountable to myself. I don't need to be accountable and responsible to this toxic individual, because that is not my life purpose. My life purpose resides within me, and it's really at the horizon, beyond the horizon. My life, does not stop with this individual. This speed bump in my life, this, what I thought was the rock in my life, is not the rock. Perhaps it's a speed bump. It's causing me to cease the flow in my life. And it's, it's an experience that you've had, but now you need to kind of redirect the path in your life and look at really at focusing in on what makes you happy, joyful, excited, liberated, your interests, your passions, and surrounding yourself with other people who are like-minded in that more freer, less inhibited space where you can really begin to follow up on your interests and your passions. And I don't want to say, leave them in the dust, but let them go. The people who cause you to feel imprisoned in your life is not in your best interest. So let them go. I don't want to say leave them in the dust, but let them be. And, furthermore, begin to attend to and embrace what really makes you happy, excited, where you can feel your freedom and not be belittled for being happy and being yourself. It's peace and harmony with you here today. I hope these videos do help. Please share and please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussion, and the support.